Hello, hello. Okay, everybody. So I'm back to YouTube. I think for real this time. And it's going to take me a little time to get used to it. I have a camera here, a screen here, a microphone here. Um, Once we get more into the summer, I might have to have my air conditioner on while we do this. So there might be like a low hum in the background. Um, and you may have seen that a couple days ago, I uploaded some shamanic journey drumming meditations. And I didn't explain why. And it was really because I was so busy and I had healings and readings to do and just a bunch of stuff going on that I couldn't share it and make a video right away to kind of explain why. I mean, and what the purpose was for putting them up there. Because this is really a message that I got just in the last couple of days. And so, what I wanted to do is make a video that gives you like an update of what I'm doing here, and also an update on the current energy and messages that Spirit has been giving me as it relates to the last video that I made 7 months ago and haven't updated since then. Now, I've been doing healings, readings multiple times a month I have a group healing container called the Moon Circle where I give up-to-date spirit messages and group energy work and spirit work, shamanic work. And so I've been working in that context. I just haven't been putting it out there on YouTube, and I've been sharing a little bit about it on Instagram. But I'm back on YouTube for now. And I'll kind of explain the background here, how we came to be here, what's going on. So some of you guys might be around from when I had a more active YouTube channel several years ago. And I experienced some bullying and just some like stuff I didn't want to deal with on YouTube. So what I did was I just kind of left. I left YouTube. I deleted a lot of my videos. I just got out of there. And then I went through my own kind of personal healing journey. I was doing a lot of physical healing, inner healing, coming to acceptance with my own gifts, having a baby, going through everything the last 2 years. And I just wasn't in the space to come back to YouTube. I wasn't really even in the space to come back to blogging. But I want to say about a year ago, my spirit guides gave me the guidance that after I was done teaching this last batch of shamanic healing classes, which I just finished like a month or two ago, that I wasn't going to be teaching paid classes for shamanism for a while. And I had no idea where it was going to go. I didn't know what I was going to be doing. I didn't know. It was a message that I like just didn't know how it was going to look for me and like what was going to come, because I've been doing this and sharing this and teaching and doing healings, and this is kind of what I've been doing for the past 9 years. And it wasn't until like last week, kind of coming down to the very last minute, I want to say like Friday, today's Sunday that I'm recording this, that it really kind of came through that they were wanting me to come back to YouTube and share and teach about shamanism on YouTube, kind of how I did before, but it's been 5 years, 6 years since then, so I have obviously gained a lot of perspective in that time. I'm not an expert, and I will never be, but I've gained a lot of perspective, and I have more to talk about, maybe. So I'm going to be coming back to YouTube to share about shamanism and shamanic techniques and energy healing techniques and all sorts of things in that range. So if you want to follow along, I invite you to subscribe, to like, to comment below on some things you're interested in learning. Because in the past, I've dealt with like bullies on YouTube. Zero tolerance down in those comments. If you want to share and exchange ideas, great. But if you're going to be nasty, you're out. You're gone. I don't have any tolerance. I just want to kind of share what Spirit wants me to share, and we're not going to be mean. And with that, I want to say that the way that I'm going to be teaching and what I'm going to be sharing is from my own lineage. And there are tons of shamanic lineages out there, and some have not had as much of a disruption to the shamanic lineage as others. And so there's a lot of, how do I put this? There's like a lot of gatekeeping in the shamanic community of who can practice and who can't. And I've experienced my fair share of gatekeeping, and I try really hard not to do that, but it just exists out there. And I'm going to try not to do that on this channel. It's part of why I want to share it and part of why Spirit is wanting me to share it. There are tons of shamanic lineages, shamanism as a medicine, and we'll talk more about what that is and how it works from my own perspective. and from my own spirit guides that have taught me that it's been around for 35,000 years or more. There's evidence of it, anthropological evidence of it being practiced for 35,000 years. And basically it once being what people just did on Earth. And what that means is that pretty much everybody has a shamanic lineage, whether or not they are connected to it at this time or not. And there are lots of different shamanic lineages, and what that means is that there's kind of lots of different manifestations of the ways that people can practice shamanism, and that shamanism is practiced. There's different techniques, there's different styles, there's different tools. There's all different types of ways in which this shamanic medicine can manifest through a person, and that all has to do with their lineage, their background, how they were taught, all of that, their soul history, their other lifetimes that they've practiced this. And that all goes into it. Now, I am just going to share from my own experience and the way my spirit guides have taught me, and that doesn't mean that your way is wrong, or that if you learned a different way or know a different thing, that that's a wrong way. It's just there's many ways to get to the same result within shamanism. And I am going to do my best to share with you practices, techniques, tools, styles that I've used over the past 9 years, and also bring you information from spirit, my own guides, on your own journey with this. And one thing I want to add with that is that even if you don't have any lineage that you know of, or shamanic ancestry that you know of, that is there. It's just your lineage may have been disrupted. And there's lots of lineages, like a lot of reasons that shamanic lineages have been disrupted. The industrial era, basically this huge disconnection with Earth, the rise of what in shamanism they call sky religions, which kind of demonizes the floor beneath the land beneath us, and teaches that the underneath us is hell, and disconnects us from the Earth. Persecution. There's like so many ways that a lineage can be disrupted. And then even if you have a gift of shamanism, whether or not you're going to use that to share shamanism with others, you may not have a connection to your lineage at this time. That doesn't mean you don't have one. Okay, so I'm going to be coming back and talking about shamanic stuff and teaching about it more. It's just me. I don't have a crew. It's just me in this room with a microphone and my computer. I'm probably not going to be doing a lot of editing of these videos. I might even just start doing them live, so there's less like of pressure for me to like upload and edit and all that. I just want to get this information out there, and that's kind of what Spirit has instructed me to do. So that's what we're going to be doing, and we're going to be talking about it more and sharing about it more, and we'll talk about how to know that you have these gifts, like what they look like, how to use them, protection, like all things under the umbrella of shamanism and shamanic healing. I've been doing this since 2013, so 9 years now, and I've been teaching it also, and that's just in this lifetime. I have other lifetimes where I've been doing this, and I don't claim to be an expert and don't claim to know it all. I will never know it all. Every time I do a journey, it's a new thing that I learn, and I'm still learning, and I've been doing this for 9 years, and I will be forever probably in this lifetime. So that's that. I'll be back. The reason I shared those drum journeys is because I wanted to have them available for if you wanted to practice going on practice journeys yourself, that you had an accessible drum journey to use, because drumming or music can help you really focus in the journey space and kind of get your brain to the trance state that you need to get into a journey space. All right, so that's what those journeys are about, and I'll put a link to those below. I'll also put a link below to my healing group that I have, and with that, I want to share the message that Spirit was giving me today as part of the healing group, and just in general as like an energy update. So the last time that I did an energy update, excuse me, I'm looking here because I'm like distracted. I need to put a paper over my screen so I don't look. I'm getting used to this again. Okay, so the last time I gave a message, the message was really that a lot of light workers were in this suspended motion stage where it kind of was like a pause, figuring out what the next steps were, like where people were going to get plugged into on their next journey. Okay, and I haven't updated since then publicly on YouTube. I have been in my healing group, in my subscription group, but I haven't been just here. And so what came through today in that healing, in addition to a healing that we did, but just part of the message, was that essentially that time is done, where that suspended time is done, and now people are kind of in this boots in the ground, people in terms of light workers, spirit workers, people who are intuitive and doing this work of bringing light to the darkness that is here on earth. And what spirit has showed me over months and months and months and years is that there is like almost like a layer of like this, it looks like a cloud, and it's kind of getting thicker and heavier, that's over earth. And this is like a dark energy that's there. And this has made it more difficult for people who are energy sensitive, and just difficult for people in general to kind of move through the world. And so what they've been sharing is that now is essentially a time where people are almost getting people, and I say people in terms of like you as a person bringing light here, are getting like reassigned. You're getting your reassignments. You are almost kind of getting into a place and into a path where you're going to go out into a community, into your community, into the internet, into a job, into the physical world, in a way where you are going to be bringing light to that place. And this is really a time of, they keep saying like a boots on the ground time, like you're getting into the trenches of bringing light here, because for everyone who's, I don't know if everyone who's listening to this, but everyone who this message is for, came to earth for this time, and everything that you've gone through up until this time, all the ways that you've been preparing your gifts, all the ways that you've been connecting with your intuition, all the ways that you've been connecting and preparing and kind of going through everything is like leading up to this time now, both in the last like little bit of time and then the time going forward, where it's like, okay, spirit needs people, and you're needed to kind of go out there and bring light to these places. And it's what they've said is that it's not going to look necessarily how you want it to look. It's going to look a lot different than how it used to look for you, and the things that you used to do, and the ways that communities and areas where you used to bring light, you're done. Like it's those, that energy is done. Like you're done in those spaces. Okay. And what they're showing me is that it's just done. We're done in those spaces. And now you're getting kind of repositioned into new spaces. Oops. Too many hands. Now you're getting repositioned into like new spaces where your light is needed now. And this doesn't necessarily mean, okay, you need to go start your business and start like selling readings or healings or things like that, although you can. It's really about when you go somewhere and you're a person who has been working on bringing light and grounding and being able to channel light. When you go there with that ability and with those skills, then you can, just by being there, it's almost like light is emanating out from you, and there's a shift in that area. So you're just bringing light wherever you are, and that you're almost being guided into entirely new spaces to be bringing light to those spaces. And so for many of you, this is going to mean new jobs. This is going to mean things that you did before, a year ago, 2 years ago, 6 months ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. They don't work anymore. There's no energy there for you anymore. This is going to, it's going to mean new jobs, new opportunities. You're connecting with new communities of people. You're going in new directions. It's like what you did before isn't what you're going to be doing now. The way that spirits have said it to me is that if we think of like a broader soul purpose for a lot of people who are here now, who are listening to this now, is really to bring light to a place that has darkness here on earth. And you have to think about it in a way that you're not always going to be bringing light to the same place, right? Like it's like you're bringing light to a place that has darkness, but when you're kind of done with one area, like your gifts are going to go and be repurposed, like redirected and reused. Like you're working and your gifts and your presence and your energy, like once it's fulfilled a role, a spot, what it needs to do in a certain realm of energy, a sphere of energy, whether that's work, whether that's your job, whether that's projects, whether that's like interests that you had, once that's done, here we are, you're getting moved over into this new space where you're going to be bringing energy to now. And so what that means is that it's not necessarily a static thing that you're doing your entire life. Like, I'm always working in this way, in this community, in this space, offering these services, doing this thing, like with these interests in this way. Like, once your energy has served a purpose, once you've served a purpose, once you fulfilled that purpose in that area, like, new assignment. And that's where a lot of people are right now. They are kind of entering this phase of these new assignments, and it's like very new and very different, and for a lot of people very scary, because it's like, it's so new, and it's so like, I don't know what to do here. I don't know where to be here. I don't know where to focus my energy. I don't, this doesn't feel safe, because it's like you're plugging into a new energy, a new place to put your energy, and it feels unfamiliar because it is. And so that's where things are right now for a lot of people, is this redirection of energy. And we're looking at new jobs, new experiences, new projects, new things opening up, changes in the ways that you earned money before, changes in the way that, in things that you were interested in before, changes in the communities that you were interacting with and serving. We're going in a new direction. You're going in a new direction. So yeah, that's where we are. And one more thing that they wanted to say and add is that it's not, you're not gonna like ascend to without a body and go to a different place, another planet anytime soon. It's same Earth. Maybe it's a new energy. It's a new energy realm. But you guys didn't come this far and learn this much and go through this much spiritual training to just be like, all right, y'all are on your own. They show me an image of like someone kind of in an ivory tower, like, and like watching the ground burn beneath them and like not doing anything about it. And like, that's not, that's not what's happening. Like, it's like, now is the time where everything that you've been preparing for needs to go out there. And it's not a time to just be like, well, that's it. I'm gonna just, you guys are just gonna have to figure this out. I've learned for myself. I've done my own healing work, so I'm just gonna leave. Um, and that doesn't mean, like, it doesn't mean that you need to like go and start a business or something, unless you want to, unless you're guided in that direction. It's really this like the spaces that you're in that you're bringing light to, and each person is going to do that differently. And for some people, that's as much as like going out and doing physical work in the earth, and kind of tending to the earth and working with the earth more. And that still, you're bringing light. All right. So that's it, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.